Good afternoon, RocketMill. My talk today, as you can see, is called How to Design an Amazon Alexa Skill for Your Business. Now, so far in our series on voice search, we've discussed how to adapt your existing web content to be more suitable for voice applications. But today I want to start to talk to you about how to design for a voice-first application, a native experience on smart speakers. Now, there's much too much to cover in one 7-minute or so presentation, so consider this an in-depth introduction. But firstly, and quite importantly, as a marketer, why would you want to bother? So let's take a look at the device landscape in the run-up to, lest we forget, Christmas 2017. Yes, the C word is upon us, and in the last 3 weeks or so, not that one, Lottie, Google and Amazon have announced their latest product lineups. So we start off with Google, who announced the Pixel 2 smartphone, and this has the tagline, "Ask more of your phone." Now, why? Well, because it offers your own personal Google, and the marketing material majors on the ability to send text messages, to navigate, to take photos, and of course, lest we forget, to search using only your voice. And this was announced alongside two devices, two smart speakers as it happens. On the left, the Google Home Max, an intelligent voice-controlled Sonos rival that does more than just play music. And on the right, the rather cuter Google Home Mini. And at just £49, that is priced to take on the entry-level Amazon Echo Dot. Speaking of Amazon, they've been just as busy. This is the Echo Spot, not yet out in the UK, but in the US you can pre-order this. And that's like an Echo Dot, but with a small screen and a very, very cute minimalist design. The ideal alarm clock replacement, perhaps, a bedside companion to watch you and listen to you while you sleep. There's an upgraded Amazon Echo as well as a new Echo Plus, which looks like this but basically a bit taller, an extra Pringles can on top, and that's got a built-in smart home hub. And finally, there's the Echo Show, which adds a screen to your voice-controlled home. Now, what does this cornucopia of devices tell us? Quite simply, that tech companies are lobbing jelly at the wall, should have brought a prop really, and watching to see what sticks. And they have every reason to do so, the manufacturers at least. They've got every reason to want to be in this space because data published by the Financial Times this week estimates about 23 million smart speakers will ship during 2017. And in 5 years, as you can see from the chart, that will reach around 100 million smart speakers in homes across the world. So for publishers, marketers and brands with finite resource and budget, which horse do you back? Well, there are two clear front runners in this race. 7 out of 10 smart speakers sold last year were Amazon Echo devices, and Google Home represented around 1 in 5 smart speakers sold in 2016. Tesco are hedging their bets between both platforms, announcing this week a partnership with If TTT, If This Then That, which is like a go-between for online services, to integrate online shopping with both Alexa and Google Assistant. Their goal, incidentally, is to move customers away from only thinking about their shopping list once a week, ahead of the weekly shop, and to make it easier to add throughout the week, so that I guess you lose track of how much you've added to your basket and how much you're going to spend. So, now you know the landscape, it's time to find your voice and learn the fundamentals of building an Alexa skill. Firstly, let's recap what is an Amazon Alexa skill. In a nutshell, an Alexa skill is like an app which expands what your Amazon Echo can do. You design Alexa skills using an official framework called the Alexa Skills Kit, which, rather brilliantly, can be abbreviated to ASK. There are a few different types of Alexa skill. 4 main ones. You have custom interaction, where you define the voice interface and the skill functionality. Smart home, where manufacturers can enable Alexa to control their products. Flash briefing, where publishers can create news reports with either Alexa or custom audio doing the talking, and the video skill API, where you can add playback of video content for your users. And there is a 5th type, which is the list skill, which you have to access slightly differently through the Alexa Skills Kit command line interface, and that allows you to interact with your shopping lists that you save to your Amazon account. For the sake of this video, I'm going to be focusing on the custom interaction model, which is the best place to start for most brands when building an Alexa skill. So all skills have 2 parts in effect. You have the front end in terms of old school web development, which is your interaction model, your VUI, your voice user interface, and the back end, which is a hosted or skill service. And you can think of that, like I say, as the front end and the back end. It's like a travel website having a pretty conversion optimized form to send data to a server to number crunch and book a holiday. So if you're anything like me, you want to get straight into the code and building your first skill, but please don't do this. You shouldn't dive straight into the code. That's not design, it's development. And instead, designing an Alexa skill should be about deciding who you want to help, how you want to help them, and translating those functions into a conversation. So what is the syntax of an Alexa skill? Let's take a simple instruction that you might give to your Amazon Echo. Let's imagine we're building a calendar app for RocketMill. Here's our instruction: Alexa, ask RocketMill to schedule a meeting with Don. We've got a few different parts to this sentence, so we'll start with the wake word as it's known, Alexa. That is something which begins all initial instructions for Alexa, and it triggers your Amazon Echo to listen in. Subsequent interactions with a skill do not usually require the wake word to activate the device again. It's already listening to you. Then you have something known as the invocation phrase. This is a verb which controls Alexa's behavior with your skill, and in the transcript of this video we will link to a list of all the invocation phrases so you can pick the best one for your needs. Then you have, to accompany that, the invocation name. Each skill has a unique invocation name, which is a phrase which triggers that particular app. Strictly speaking, it cannot be a single word, as in this example, unless it is a recognised trademark, so we'd probably get away with it, or a brand. That said, what you can do is format your invocation name to be 2 or 3 words, which is the preferred format, but have them sound like a single word. So in this case, rocket space mill would do the trick. And again, we'll link to some more tips in the video transcript. Then you have a couple of connecting words. These just support the invocation phrase. They just join the dots. Skipping ahead, we have a variable which directly changes the goal of our interaction. And in the syntax of an Alexa skill, this is known as a slot. So you fill the slot with a different variable to achieve something slightly different. And then finally, schedule a meeting. This is the important bit, the string of words which determines what you want the skill to actually do. This is known as an utterance, and it is the most important thing to get right for an easy-to-use interaction model, because there's more than one way to say the same thing. And working out how users will talk to your skill is the difference between a great experience and a frustrating experience. Fortunately, Alexa deals with this. The Alexa Skills Kit includes functionality to map multiple utterances to one intent. Now, an intent within the Alexa Skills Kit is a unique function within your skill. And there are 3 default intents which all skills must have: cancel, help, and stop, basic interactivity with a skill. But you should supplement these with custom intents for your skill, and then map utterances to them. So in this case, 3 utterances map to the one book meeting intent. And that would be handled by a single function in our backend, in our hosted service, our skills service source code. So to recap the first steps to build your Alexa skill, a few questions to ask yourself before the next video. Which interactions with your business would work well as Alexa skills? Which ones are cumbersome or repetitive or just not that much fun, which could be more interesting or easier to achieve as a voice interaction? Which type of skill matches these interactions? If you're most brands, you're probably looking at custom interaction and something bespoke, but if you're a publisher, you probably want to be looking at making the flash briefing work for you. And again, those other types of skill will work in some situations too. What are the goals of these interactions? Define the unique things you need your skill to do, in effect the functions you have within an app or a website, and map single intents to those, avoiding repetition. And then what information would you need to collect to make those intents work, to make those work for your users, i.e. what slots do you need? And then how many ways can you ask for that same goal and begin to map out the utterances which map to your intents? And then finally, and this actually harks back really well to a presentation which Kat did recently, what does your brand sound like? Is it a formal brand? Is it a colloquial brand? If you have a brand style guide, you've probably got this information already, but you need to start thinking about what your brand sounds like in conversation. And next time we'll get under the hood with a practical example of building an Alexa skill. But that's all for now. Thank you.